Aloha, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and thank you for joining my live stream today. This is Master Paul, and I have been gone for a week. I am now back. It's the 5th day of March. My, how time flies. And so today, for those who join, we'll be talking about spirit, soul, and soul, heart, mind, and body. And in the Mandarin Chinese word is called Shen. It includes soul, heart, and mind. And this of course impacts the energy and matter of the body. We're going to be talking about that in more detail today, so we have a deeper wisdom and deeper understanding of it. So I look forward to serving you. I was gone last week. I appreciate your patience, but I'm back. And when Master Sha comes here to Hawaii, the what is this going to be, the 16th and 17th, which is a weekend, but then he starts up actual retreat. I want to say it's a Thursday, but there will be some days that I'm not going to be able to be present because of the requirements of being at his retreats. And I'm a team leader there, so I have quite a few universal servants I'm responsible for. So there may be some times when I'm not able to do the live streams. We'll see how it works out timing wise. Little heads up on that. That'll be towards the middle and end of March. So let's check in, see who's joined us today. Welcome Shelley, welcome Craig Beam, welcome Christopher Ronan, Aloha Samba, welcome also to Maria and Kristen Rojas, welcome also to Rizard, Aloha Dan, welcome Rosetta, aloha also to Robin Toth. Great to see you all. Always nice to see happy faces. Welcome also to Marcella and Christy. Welcome Jen, excuse me. So thank you for coming and thank you for clicking the share button, letting other people know about today. We're going to be talking about Shen, also known as soul or spirit. And underneath the soul and the spirit is the heart and the mind, in that order. A lot of people have difficulty with this comprehension of this wisdom, so I'll be breaking it down a bit today and bringing more value to you. When our Shen is out of balance, soul, heart, and mind, it impacts our energy and our matter. I was communicating with a student earlier today who was going through some challenging times, and the challenges had to do with their emotions. It had to do with their ability to feel enough energy and activation enough in their life to move through and past the current blockages. So it was nothing major. It was more like a culmination of stuff that came to the surface to be dealt with. And so I was connecting with that student, and really what was happening is these were Shen blockages. These were soul, heart, mind blockages. So we talked about that a bit, and I will share some examples of how these kinds of blockages can be removed. Welcome Tony, welcome Jennifer Cress Smith, aloha Don Robinson. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for clicking the share button, letting other people know about today. And so we'll just wait 1 or 2 more minutes while Facebook gathers a few more souls. And welcome also to Matthew. And so while we're doing that, let's go ahead and connect heart to heart, soul to soul. And we'll invite in all the beings of light so that they can be present today, serve us to further awaken our soul journey. So placing our hands either in prayer position or dropping the left hand in front of the heart center, which is called the soul light soul service hand position. Both hand mudra positions connect to the source. Let us begin. Dear our beloved divine creator, we love you, honor you, deeply appreciate, respect you. I bow my head to you. Ask most humbly for your presence to serve each and every one of us at this time. Dear the soul of all the beings of light, serving the plan of the light side, including all the masters and ascended masters, angels, healing angels, and archangels, gurus, lamas, sifus, saints, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We love you all, invite you all to please be present. We invite the souls of beloved Jesus and Mother Mary, beloved Krishna, Ganesha, Vishnu, beloved Amitofu and Kuan Yin. We invite you all to be present at this time to assist in whatever way is most appropriate so that we can further develop our awakening, and deeper understanding of the wisdom of Shen, soul, heart, and mind. We're extremely grateful for this opportunity to be present to your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dear the soul of the song of love, peace, and harmony, love you, Ani, deeply appreciate you. As we chant, we invite you to radiate your love to all souls in all universes and to bless them to become one. We invite all souls in all universes to chant the song of love, peace, and harmony so that we can all become one. Anybody who's new, which I don't see any names that are new, but if there are, this is a mantra, this is a healing tool, and if you don't know it, close your eyes and receive the blessing, and if you do, you're welcome to join in. Let us begin. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, la, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. 我爱我心儿灵，我爱传染泪，让灵人耳目心生，相爱平安和谐，相爱平安和谐。I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. I love peace and harmony. Love, peace and harmony. How, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some people wonder, why do we say how 3 times? Thank you 3 times. And we say how, which means a Mandarin Chinese word, which means perfect, get well, wonderful, completion, great. We say thank you 3 times. The first thank you is to Creator. The second thank you is to all the beings of light who are present now, who have come to serve. Third thank you is to our own soul. That's why we say thank you 3 times. So welcome also to Donnie Rollins, welcome Michelle, welcome also to Lila Lola, and aloha Tina Young, Matthew, aloha to everyone else. If I missed your name, thank you for your presence. So today, Shen, the word Shen, S-H-E-N, what does it mean? Shen is a Mandarin Chinese word that my teacher, Master Sha, is Mandarin Chinese, and so when he offers his teachings, he offers it in English, but he gives us the core keywords in his native tongue. Shen, Qi, Jing. Shen represents soul, heart, and mind, which is what we're going to be focusing on today. Qi is energy, like Tai Chi, Qigong. Jing, J-I-N-G, Jing. Jing equals matter. Matter is all things physical. And so Shen, Qi, and Jing represents the flow of source from original source all the way down to the physical matter. That's what Shen, Qi, and Jing represents. Shen can be broken into 3 sections, which is soul, heart, and mind. Now these are very different representations. They each have their own Mandarin Chinese name. But one of the unique things about the culture of China is that one word can have many very deep meanings. There's an ancient way of writing Chinese, an ancient way of processing it that has much deeper meaning, and it actually depends on how it's written. Even though it might be called Shen, if it's written in a modern way versus in an ancient way, it can have an entirely different meaning. And so in Master Sha's sharing of the wisdom, it carries the deeper meaning. Shen includes soul, heart, and mind. Now depending on what part of the world you're in, soul is a word that could mean an alignment with certain teaching only. In the Far East, they prefer the word spirit. They're not a big fan of the word soul. They like the word spirit because spirit in their structure has a higher light associated with it, where there's a belief that soul might be associated with a soul crossing over or something that might have attachment. So it's just a belief system thing. Whereas in the West, soul is often associated with Christianity teachings, etc. In this wisdom, it has zero relevance to a belief system, a dogma-based belief system. It has a direct association to a baseline wisdom and teachings that everyone and everything comes from the same source, the same creator. Whether you call it spirit, whether you call it soul, is completely up to you. Now, soul is the first part of Shen. The next one is soul, heart, and mind. So I'm going to go into these one by one. I'm going to stay with soul first, but soul leads to the heart. So we're going to get there in a minute. Welcome Esther, welcome Jocko, welcome also Sally Francis. So what is soul? And why is it so relevant to everything? Well, in life, soul is the boss. Soul is the leader. Soul literally leads your life. If you do not do what your soul wants you to do, your soul will block you. This is quite important to understand. What does that mean, your soul will block you? Well, let's say that you believe based on your mind processes that this is the right way to go, this is the right thing to do. And yet, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much education you have, it never seems to work out. You try hard, you apply your education, and you still can't put two nickels together. This is because you're not following your soul's guidance. You're following your mind's guidance. And in the hierarchy of how things work, from the spiritual perspective, soul leads the heart, heart leads the mind. When we operate out of our mind, make mind-based decisions and choices, it's important to apply the mind in making a decision, but it should not be the end-all be-all when we apply this higher wisdom. And so soul is the boss. This is the number one secret. It's called a soul secret, and Master Sha first mentioned this in his book, The Power of Soul. If you don't have that book, highly recommend it. It is without a doubt one of my favorites and one of the most and best foundational books you can read. Power of Soul. Anyway, soul is the boss. So what does that mean? We are a soul. We were given birth by Creator. Creator somehow birthed us. Let's imagine there was one big expansion, and Creator expanded himself and separated himself into 100 billion trillion quadrillion pieces. You know, so many zeros you can't count them all, but they're all pieces of original Creator, just like you and me. So when people say that we are all one, that's in essence what is meant. We all came from the same source. We all have souls. Souls are basically golden light beings. Okay, this is an interpretation. When Master Sha asked Kevin, you know, what is your explanation of a soul? He was said, a soul is a golden light being. That's a beautiful explanation. I like that one. But what is not very well known is that soul carries messages. Well, what does that mean? Soul carries messages. What are messages? Well, a message is a piece of information, and it goes up into more detail on that in this book. Is this book called Tao Science by Dr. Master Sha. They had to write information in such a way where the scientific community could understand this, so that they could make heads or tails of this soul stuff. And science understands the word information. When we're dealing with Shen, which is what? Soul, heart, mind, in that order, the key understanding is that soul is the carrier of message, or another way to state it, soul is the carrier of information. Okay, good, got it. So where does this information come from? Well, if you revert back to original creator, which is all-knowing, all omnipotent, everything. And then creator splits himself into billions and billions and trillions and billions and zillions of souls. We are not less than creator. We are part of creator, infused with the wisdoms that creator has. And one of the things that was given to all souls, especially those that have a conscious life, is the ability to make a choice, the ability to choose. And in that choice is where information comes from. Information at the level of soul can be positive information, it could be negative information, it could be valuable information, and it could be information that could harm us depending on how we work with it. So let's go a little bit deeper on that. In the Western cultures, they would say that the sins of the father are visited upon the son. What does that mean? That means the father makes errors. What are errors? Errors are messages. They are mistakes. That it creates information that resides with the soul. And those are visited upon the son. This is in the Western teachings. What does that mean, visited upon the son? That means if the dad does good things, then the lineage below the dad receive the benefits. If the dad, grandfather, whatever it might be, up the lineage line does unpleasant things, then those messages, those negative energies follow the lineage. So this can go a long way to explain what happens in the East, what they refer to as karma. Karma is messages carried on the level of soul. What is what's referred to as the Akashic Records? It's a record of your soul. Your soul carries the same record that is stored in the Akashic Records. They're stored the same way. Your soul carries messages, the Akashic Record carries messages. And there's even deeper wisdom on that, but we're not going to go into that now. So soul, which precedes heart, which precedes the mind, is the carrier of messages. What's another word for messages? Information. And that information or those messages can be positive or they could be negative. If the bulk of the messages, the bulk of the information carried at the level of soul is positive, well then the person whose soul is connected, I have a soul, you have a soul, our physical representation, our physical way through life will be more positive than negative, because at the level of soul the amount of messages, the amount of information is more positive. That means that our ancestors and we did many good things, more good things than negative. Okay, so your soul is the precursor. It represents the highest knowledge and wisdom. Why will your soul block you when you want to go a certain way? Why will certain things be extremely easy, trouble-free? You might be surprised how smooth it went, because your soul is supporting you on those times. Your soul may be blocking you at other times. It might not be your soul blocking you, it could be karma blocking you. It could be some of the negative messages not allowing you to move forward, not allowing you to have success. So now that you have a good understanding of soul, let us move it to the next level. How does soul impact the heart, and how does heart impact the mind? Because this is the order of understanding Shen. Heart, it is stated that the heart houses the soul and the mind. You might have read that in places. The heart is a very important aspect of a happy and healthy life. When we operate from our heart, when we think with our heart, when our heart makes the decisions, it almost always works out. Why? Because our heart is in alignment with the soul. The heart is the receiver. The soul is the carrier of the messages. The soul delivers a message to the heart. The heart is the receiver of the message. It's not going to taint the message. It's not going to thwart or stop the message. The heart receives it. But herein lies a problem. The heart may receive a pure message, but if the heart itself is not pure, then it could twist the message. It could alter the message. Oh, that's not good. What makes the heart impure? Welcome Joy, welcome Valerie, welcome Leah, aloha Kristen Strachan, welcome Carl, Tone, Phyllis. Welcome everybody. If I missed your name, thank you for your presence. So the soul sends a message to the heart, hoping that it creates a physical action, hoping that it creates a physical result here in the 3D world we live in. But along the way, between the soul and the physical representation, there could be blockages. What causes those blockages? Well, in the wisdom that Master Sha brought to us, those blockages are caused by our spiritual debts. Spiritual debts equal blockage. Spiritual credits or virtue equals no blockages. So our heart can have blockages, our mind can have blockages, but we're not at the mind yet. We're just going to stick here with the heart for a little bit. The heart blockages can be quite a bit. Let's say, for example, you was in a relationship, or 2 or 3 of them, and your heart was crushed. Okay, is your heart open? If your heart gets crushed, vows are made, maybe things didn't work out the way you had hoped, maybe there was some lying going on, some other unpleasant things happening, maybe there was abuse, we don't know. But they usually do not contribute to an open heart. Usually those kinds of things cause our heart to close a little bit. What's another example? When we are greedy, when we are not compassionate to others, when we think about ourselves only. What's another example of things that close the heart? Anger. Anger closes the heart. Anger is self-righteousness. Sometimes it's reactive. Sometimes we feel it can be justified. But in the largest sense, it's a lack of growth. And it closes the heart. What opens the heart? Happy children, nature, whales, dolphins, beautiful sunshine, singing birds, beautiful music, meditation. We know by experience what opens the heart. We also are cognizant and not, ignorant of what closes the heart. But we must, as a person on the soul journey, become aware that those things that close the heart need to be addressed. Because when the soul sends a message, it's important, let's say the soul sends a message, it's important to do this so that we can move forward and be happier and healthier. And this comes into the heart. And if the heart is not open and free of purities, then the message can be tainted, twisted. It then comes into the mind, which in most cases for most of us is not as pure as it needs to be, and it creates a bit of a problem. So by the time the soul's request goes through the heart that might not be as open as it needs to be, the message then is not as pure as it needs to be, and the receiver, the heart, did not receive all the message and did not receive a clear message. That unclear message then goes to the mind, which has its own monkey mind version of what's right and what's wrong. It has its own ego, its own attachments, it has its own agenda. Mind is not our friend until we are in control of it. And then it can send an unclear, imperfect message to the energy and to the matter of the body. The energy tells the body what to do. And so this same structure can impact finances, it can impact our business health, it can impact many different things. But going back to the heart level, very important to have an open heart to clear the blockages. Many of you have been following the wisdom and teachings of Master Sha, and which I have been teaching for the last almost 3 years. Thank you, Kristen, for reminding me of that. And in that almost 3 years of wisdom, virtually every live stream we have done a forgiveness or forgiveness practice. People say, why? You know, or it feels uncomfortable. I'm not sure about that. Some people they appreciate it and enjoy it. But there's some people out there, oh, I don't know about this forgiveness practice stuff. What does it do? It opens the heart. It clears the negative messages that are residing at the level of soul. We, you and I, are literally mirror images in the physical world of our soul. Now our soul desires very, very much to be a perfect golden light being, free of encumbrances, free of negative messages, free of karma, if you will. Our soul wants that more than anything you could possibly imagine. It wants to reach enlightenment. It wants to no longer suffer. Okay? It knows you're suffering. Your soul is very clear on your suffering. Just know very clearly your soul is doing its absolute millionth best to stop your suffering. It is trying so hard. It's talking to you in your dreams. It's knocking books off the shelves. It's giving you messages through people, through music. It's doing its absolute best to assist you on your journey because it doesn't want to suffer anymore either. But your soul is carrying the messages from all of its lifetimes of experiences. And those messages reflect in your physical 3D experience. So when you heal things at the level of soul first, Shen, then it can process through the receiver, the heart. If the heart is unencumbered because you do forgiveness practices, because you release self-righteousness, because you move from selfishness to selflessness, move from greedy thinking to God loves me thinking. When you apologize when you make mistakes, right? Release ego. When you let go of negative thinking, mindsets, attitudes, beliefs, then what happens is the soul's message can go through the heart, can be processed by the mind, because the mind is the processor. The heart is the receiver, but the mind is the processor. And it will process according to its purity. You know, there's different qualities of purity of everything out there. You can find organic and you can find junk. There's different levels of purity in our mind, in our heart. So the efforts that we make to purify at the level of soul, the efforts that we make to be conscious of our heart imbalances, we do practices to open our heart, and we do forgiveness practice to release the negative messages. When we are kind and compassionate to others, when we sing love, peace, and harmony, all of these open our heart. We'll then receive a good, clear message from our soul, a message that is designed to further clear our spiritual debts and spiritual blockages. Remember, what's the soul's mandate? What does the soul want more than anything? It wants to be a happy golden light being. It does not want to suffer, and it certainly doesn't want you to suffer. And so as the soul is able to send that message without restriction to the heart, and the heart is able to receive the messages without restriction, because you've taken the time to do the forgiveness practice, you've taken the time to ask and offer forgiveness, you've taken the time to be compassionate and thoughtful and caring, kind, and serve others. Then the processor, the mind, receives a very clear direction that says, okay, the soul sent me this message, the heart's right on task with it, I'm in. The mind then will do what is asked. When the mind does not do what is asked, it's because we at this physical 3D level have given the mind too much power. We at the 3D level, we at this level of working here on earth, have agreed with false information appearing real. F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. So I said information. Why? Because information can be negative or it can be positive. Remember, that's the teachings on Shen. So the mind could have false information, creating fear. What's the opposite of fear? God, source, creator. Because truly when we are aligned with the source, when we are aligned with the creator, there is no such thing as fear. There is just a knowingness and a trust. It always works out. The reason things come into our life that we do not enjoy is because our soul and the soul world, heaven, are working hand in hand to deliver to you a perfect life just for you. One that is designed to assist you in creating more positive energy, more positive virtue, and one is designed to assist you in releasing negative energy, a life that is designed to assist you in releasing the negative blockages. The big dilemma is most all of us don't see that as the truth. We see our life as suffering and we like to blame others for it. We don't want to necessarily do the necessary steps to resolve them. But heaven and our soul have the greatest agenda. They have the greatest desire, intention to assist us in our awakening process, in our removal of suffering process. But in order for this to occur, we have to be cognizant of it. We have to be conscious in a way where we don't react and respond to the initial suffering however it shows itself to us. It could be a car accident. It could be a loss of a job. It could be a relationship issue. It could be, you know, just something minor. But however it shows itself, rest assured that heaven and your soul were part of the delivery of that to you. When anything unpleasant enters our world, if you apply these wisdoms, you can diminish it and dissolve it with the fastest amount of time, give it the least amount of negative attention, and position yourself to, by dissolving it through the techniques Master Sha brings to us, position yourself to never have to deal with it again. This is the great wisdom that most of us fail to comprehend. We are a soul having a physical experience. We are a reflection of our soul. Our soul carries our negative messages. Our soul carries our positive messages. The positive messages is the one that gives you the good health. The negative messages is the one that causes your financial problems. The positive messages are the one that gives you, in reverse, good finances, but you can't seem to make your relationship work. That's because you have negative messages around finances. Messages, remember, are our choices, where we made choices out of balance, harming others. When these negative events enter our life, by consciously not getting caught up in it, we can literally dissolve it and resolve it in a very, very short period of time. It might take 2 minutes, 1 day, 1 week. It could even take 1 month to dissolve it. But if you do not apply these wisdoms, it could take 1 year, 10 years to dissolve these things. Why can they be dissolved very fast when you're conscious? Because you can recognize that you are a reflection of the messages on your soul, that this experience entered your life for a reason. You just consciously recognize that. I'm really not enjoying this experience. I really want to scream at the top of my lungs. I really want to pound my fist on the table. But I choose to remain conscious and not get drained, not go down in this angry energy, not close my heart. I choose to recognize that there is value in this experience. I may not see it now, but I know that there is a reason it arrived. It could be that I harmed others in the exact same way that this experience is now creating unpleasantness in my life. That's one way of looking at it. If that's true, I am going to do a sincere forgiveness for bringing this same kind of very unpleasant energy into my life. If I have brought this same kind of unpleasant energy into other people's lives, then I need to do some forgiveness around that. I need to clear this instead of wallowing in it. I need to address it directly, consciously, instead of blaming others and pointing fingers. I need to recognize that heaven and my soul have given me an opportunity to move through and past this blockage. Mind. The mind will be the one thing that keeps that from happening. Shen is soul, heart, mind. When we can align our soul, heart, and mind, the energy and the matter will follow. Heal the soul first, the mind and body will follow. This is the one sentence secret Master Sha brought to us many years ago. And it's the same secret, minor verbiage shift. Heal the soul first, the heart, the mind, the energy, and the matter will follow. So when we do forgiveness practice, when we do good virtuous things, chant to serve others, etc., we are erasing the negativity. When we address a negative situation that enters our life with consciousness, by addressing it with consciousness, instead of it screwing with us energetically, with our mind, with our positivity for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, which many of them have an opportunity to do, we could literally dissolve it and resolve it in a matter of minutes, days, or weeks. It's our choice, guys. The mind is the variable. It's actually not overly difficult to open the heart. It can be difficult for some, but generally speaking, it's not overly difficult. Just open your heart, do a deep forgiveness, chant, mantras that awake you up, go spend time with the birds and the trees, open your heart, right? It's not that difficult. But the mind, well, that's another thing. The mind, we have all kinds of negative thinking. The parents teach us mindsets. The churches teach us attitudes. There's so much that we get from our parents, our peers, our belief systems, the television sets, the newspapers, the media, all of these things. Because we give them attention, they impact us either positively or negatively. My suggestion to get control of your mind is to do not allow external things to impact your mind. You must be consciously in control of what you allow to impact your mind. Once you stop external information, this is called stopping the leaky body. And the highest wisdoms and the Eastern philosophies and Eastern teachings, they talk about the leaky body. There's the external leaking body, there's the internal leaking body. The external leaking body is those things that are outside of us that impact us, like news, like toxic relatives or toxic friends. You know what I mean by toxic? The ones that always have negative agendas and the ones that love to pour their gossip into our world. You must stop them. You just got to say, no, I'm done with this, okay? And just disconnect from those toxic sources of negative information. That will assist you tremendously in controlling the mind. It will also help you to open your heart, because every time one of those unpleasant people come into your world, guess what happens to your heart? You're like, oh, again, okay? So then we can watch our thoughts much easier. We can watch our words much easier. We can make better actions, and we can watch what we see even. So these are blocking the internal leakages. When we stop leaking internally, we can receive messages much more clearly. Our mind then does not get in the way, because the mind is the processor. But if the mind has been in control for the last 10, 20, 30, 50 years, then we have a problem, Houston. Because the mind will be like, oh, I don't think that's going to work. Or the mind will be like, why do I got to do this? The mind will be like, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. Oh, I don't want to do that practice. Oh, no. That's your mind, guys. So how do we remove those blockages? Why are they there? They are there because of the negative messages. It boils down to the exact same thing. Negative thinking, negative mindsets, negative attitudes came into your world because, guess what? Ta-da! We have brought negative thinking, negative message into other people's worlds. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? Right? You mean to tell me that I'm negative because I cause negativity on others? Yeah, because it's a boomerang effect. The universe is very fair. They give you back exactly what you give out. You give out love, you get tons of love back. It's one of the greatest secrets ever. Just send your greatest love to God, the Tao, the Source, Buddha, Krishna, whoever you believe. If you just send your greatest love every minute of every hour of every day, you'll get so much love back. Same thing in reverse if you're doing negative things. Negativity will come back. Now some people, they're good people, but their life still sucks. And they say, but why me? What did I do? I've been a good person my whole life. Could be very true. That means your soul got the information to you. Your soul said you need to be a good person in this life because you've got some significant unpleasant negative messages that I'm carrying around. And you have to be a good soul this life. Give everything. Be a good person. Don't create any bad karma. And while you're being this good person, you're going to experience these unpleasant things over here. But just stay good no matter what. And this will whittle away at our spiritual debts. There's quite a few people out there that are very, very good souls, but they have some unpleasant experiences. So, in a nutshell, Shen is soul, heart, and mind. We must align ourselves to our soul, because our soul wants the highest and best for us. Always, always, always. Soul is the boss. The heart is the receiver of the soul's message. So we must work to keep our heart open so that we do not taint or minimize the message of the soul. The soul is doing its best to send the message to assist us in our health, our wellness, our happiness. Always, always, always. That's our soul's intention. And when we can keep our heart open, the heart can receive a much more pure message. That message can then be given to the processor, the mind. And if we can stop the leaky thinking outside and disallow those negative people outside of us and watch our thoughts, words, our actions, then we don't create immediate new spiritual deaths, and we can actually start getting control over the negative impulses, those things that don't serve us anymore. Then that pure message from the soul can come and impact the energy. The energy is the transitioner. The energy is the actioner. The energy is what puts it into motion. Okay? Soul gives the order. Now the heart says, I'm so happy to serve you, the soul. The heart sends the message to the brain, the mind, excuse me. The mind is unencumbered with its own negative agenda, and it says, great. Energy, do your thing. The energy goes into action, and it starts moving whatever needs to be moved. Now, that does not mean physical. Literally, it can mean energy shoots out to impact your finances positively. Energy shoots out to impact your relationship positively. Doesn't mean the matter of your physical body. At the point of energy is where it splits off. The soul can impact the heart, can impact the mind, can impact the energy, which then impacts all of your field around you. What do you want? Happier relationships? More money? What is it that you want? The matter then has to adjust. Be clear on this. The matter, whether it's more fun, more money, a better health, better relationship, it has to adjust according to the purity of the message. Some people, they want to win the lottery. They sit there and visualize it for 2 hours a day. They still don't win. Why? Because they have impurities. What are they going to do with it? Maybe they have some spiritual debts. So therefore the debts are going to get in the way. The debts will not allow the manifestation of that wealth. Where does the manifestation occur? At the bottom, the Jing, the bottom of the level. What's before that? The energy. What's before that? The mind and the heart. So a person can visualize all day long, dunk, 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 dunk. But when they get down here and the energy goes out to bring forth that manifestation, why won't it manifest? Why won't that dream of winning the $1 million manifest? Because there is a spiritual debt blockage. There could have been harm to other people's finances and it hasn't been addressed. So that will not be allowed to come into manifestation. So this is the nature of the flow of power from the top down. Your soul has extraordinary power, tremendous abilities to create great results. So now that you have this understanding, how do we align soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter? How do we align our Shen, Qi, and Jing? The fastest way is through this. This is Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi calligraphy. This is in the newest book, almost newest book. The first one Master Rulin put out, and it's also in the second one, Master Rulin. So both Tao Science books have this. It's the only place you're going to find this calligraphy. I'm not going to go into teaching and training on calligraphy. If you don't understand it, just experience it. If you do understand it, then you understand the value of this practice. So welcome Susanna, welcome Leah Barber, welcome Carol Whitney, welcome Bernadette, aloha Dana, and welcome everybody else. If I missed your name, thank you for your presence. So what we're going to do together is, for those that have the Tao Science book, pull it out. We're going to trace calligraphy. You can assist everybody else as well, because I'm going to be asking the blessings placed within this to assist you. Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi. What does that mean? Well, you understand Shen already. Qi is energy, Jing is matter. We just discussed that entire series. He, Yi means becomes one. Soul, heart, mind, energy, matter becomes one. Alignment. What is alignment? Well, alignment is oneness. Alignment is enlightenment. Alignment is purity, all the way to the top. So when we align our Shen, Qi, and Jing, health can get better, relationships can, there's nothing in the world that can't get better about it. So we're going to chant Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi. I'm going to trace on your behalf this calligraphy, and I'm going to lead you through a connection practice so that you can receive. So if you wish to receive this blessing, then sit up straight, back away from the back of the chair, open your heart, and repeat after me. Dear my beloved divine creator, dear all of my heavens, teams, guides, angels, and saints, love you, honor you, appreciate you, respect you. Ask you most humbly for any blessings that you could offer today to align my soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. Dear the soul of the Tao calligraphy, Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi. Soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter become one. Dear the soul of the blessings placed within this calligraphy, I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Could you please bless the alignment of my Shen, Qi, and Jing as appropriate? I would be extremely grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you, if you do not have this calligraphy, then close your eyes and chant along with me, visualizing a beam of light coming through the crown of your head, aligning your soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter. Okay? You just visualize that. If you do have, then please trace with me, and let us serve all of those watching this live stream. Let us begin. Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi. I'm tracing for you. Shen, Qi, Jing, He, Yi. 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 Soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter becomes one. 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 Shen Qi Jing He Yi, 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 Shen Qi Jing He Yi. Soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter becomes one. 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 Shen Qi Jing He Yi, 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 Shen Qi Jing He Yi. And let us offer our gratitude. We thank all the blessings, the beings of light, that offered their blessings through this soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter calligraphy. That was so powerful. It might not have seemed like that long, but I tell you, if I didn't stop, I probably would have got knocked out. I was literally fading. It was taking quite a bit of attention to stay awake, and I wasn't tired. It's because of the extraordinary frequency and power coming off that blessed calligraphy in Master Sha's books, the Tao Science books. You can get the newest one or the previous one. They both have this very, very powerful and important calligraphy. And to wrap it up, in Master Sha's wisdom and teaching, all suffering is a Shen Qi Jing imbalance, meaning your soul and your heart and your mind is not aligned, because if it was, then the energy and matter would be aligned. And I'm not talking about your life force energy, I'm talking about the energy that shoots out and impacts your finances and your relationships and everything else. Your matter is the physical world. So none of those are in enough alignment, or you would be in a perfect free life, perfect trouble-free life. So this is the higher wisdom. This is the wisdom that is important to understand why we do what we do in these practices. Why do we trace the calligraphies? Because it clears the mind blockages. It opens the heart. It balances and realigns the energy and the matter. It's an order. Soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter become one. That is an order. And so all we have to do is the most simplest thing on the planet, which is trace it. My goodness, how simple is that? You know how hard the monks had to work sitting on a mountaintop chanting for 66 hours a day, 60 hours a week? Do you realize how hard that is? And what are they doing? They're aligning their Shen, Qi, and Jing. We can do the same thing in a half hour every day by tracing in this book. What would you prefer to do? Sit down, meditate for 6 hours a day on a mountaintop, or trace a calligraphy for a half hour a day. It's your choice. Joyce says, would chanting the chant often help the alignment? Yes, it would, because what we chant is what we become. When we chant Shen Qi Jing He Yi, we are literally giving our body an order. Soul, heart, mind, energy, and matter become one. You know, it's a very smart thing to do. You're welcome, Esther. I'm glad that your heart bumping was very much, and it opened up, and now it's backwards, and she also felt it on her crown chakra. Beautiful, thank you. So I give all credit to Master Sha. He's an extraordinary teacher, an extraordinary soul. I encourage all of you to register for his upcoming enlightenment retreat. It's March 21, I think. Possibly earlier than that, March 18, 19, but it's all sold out locally here in Hawaii where it's being held at. There's 500 seats and they are sold out. But it is available via webcast, and I strongly beyond strongly recommend you register for that, because in every case prior to this retreat for the last 2 years, you had to be approved to come to events and retreats, because basically you had to be an advanced student. But this retreat is more for those that are not as advanced, and it's a rare opportunity to be in this great teacher's energy field. So I hope that you register for that. Kristen just posted the link that you can register. Thank you, Kristen. And thank you everybody for showing. Thank you, Audra and Samba, for your kind comments. So let us offer our gratitude. We thank all the beings of light for their unconditional service. Divine Tao Source. We thank Master Sha for bringing this wisdom to humanity. I thank all of you for your presence. If you came in late, please watch from the beginning. A lot of powerful wisdom today, and of course the blessing at the end. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will see you on Thursday about 3 hours earlier than when we started today. Bye-bye.